Om Namah Shivaya. Let us now listen to the continuation of the discourse. Who is responsible? What is the remedy? By MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. It is my firm opinion that the Brahmin alone is responsible for the decline of the Hindu society. Some people offer justification for this. The Brahmin had to spend time in Veda Adhyayana and performance of yajnas, etc. It was necessary to spend his entire lifetime for this alone. If he spends all his time in performing yajnas and protecting the Shastras, what will he do for his living? If he goes in search of money, the mission of his life will not be done. Part-time work is not enough for his life's mission. If he takes up another trade for a living, a discipline laid down for his daily ritual and routine will suffer. Then, like a medicine administered without restriction on food, his spiritual strength will weaken and the world will lose the benefit that would accrue from it. That is why the Shastras have permitted the Brahmin alone to perform yajnas. Considering the good that accrues to the world by the performance of yajnas and yagas, adhyayana, protection of Shastras, etc., the kings themselves gifted them land, house, cows, gold, etc., so that they would not be in want to meet minimum needs. Simply because the kings gifted, they were not to accept them without a limit. If they do so, it will draw them to sensual pleasures and spoil the evolution of the self. Also, if they accept too much, they may have to be afraid of the giver and interpret the Shastras to suit his wishes. They will have to swerve from the position of impartiality. For these reasons, the Shastras have laid down that the Brahmin should not keep even a paisa more than he needs. This way, they followed the Dharma with the support of the kings. With the advent of British rule, there were no more royal grants to them. How can they survive without any income? That is why they had to take English education, government jobs, etc. It was the compulsion of the circumstances which pressured them like this. They should not, therefore, be blamed. This is the justification put forth by some people. There may be some justification in this, but I feel it is not entirely justified. When there was the Mughal rule and rule by various sultans, although some pandits went for darbar employment, did not others continue with their performance of dharma without any royal grant? Emptying of the entire agraharams, destruction of villages, Veda Patashalas being reduced to non-existence, all lands being converted into mere certificates, all these calamities happened within about the last 100 years only. Till the time of the generation previous to that period, Veda Dharma remained unaffected. The reason for this is not the Hindu Rajas alone. People of all varnas of the Hindu society wholeheartedly wished that Veda Dharma should not decline and the Brahmin Jati should not wither away, and therefore gave liberally and protected them. Even today, there are hundreds of Veda Patashalas which are empty for want of Brahmin students who had advanced the capital and established them. Largely, it is Natukote Chettiars, Nagarattar, Komuti Chettiars, agriculturists who own large farms. The help rendered by the Nagarattars for temple renovations is enormous. In the same way, in the faith that the base for this temple is Veda, only if Vedas are there, the pujas in the temple and its sanctity will remain. They established a Veda Patashala along with every temple renovation work all over Tamil Nadu. The Velalars, who are big landowners, gave liberally for Veda Patashalas. Even after the advent of the British rule, without being attracted by the comfortable living which the British made possible, if the Brahmin had lived within the minimum needs laid down by Shastras, other members of the society would certainly have extended to them the means for such living. When they had not let him down, he himself deserted the Agraharam and the Veda Patashalas and literally came away running. He had tasted the new comforts which became available through jobs and Western civilization. The noble ideals that body care should be limited to the extent that is necessary for evolution of the self disappeared. The justification meted out that he gave up his dharma because he had nothing for his living is unacceptable. It has to be admitted that he developed illegitimate desire for things in excess of his needs. If there is no means for living in the village, having come to towns like Madras, he should have been satisfied. If he got something for his living, if he was contented, then what has been said above would be correct. What do we see in practice? Even if he gets 1000 rupees in Madras, he runs to Delhi if he is offered 2000 there. Whatever little dharma he can practice here, he gives up there. Even if $4,000 are offered as salary in New York, he runs away from this continent to another continent, starts living in all sorts of ways. He throws away even the little religious disciplines which he had retained. Do they offer more money in the army? I shall join the army too. Even if I have to eat meat and chicken, it does not matter. He thinks. We see that he is prepared to do everything for the sake of money. Therefore, the justification meted out for the Brahmin giving up his Swadharma does not hold water at all. Om Namah Shivaya. Let us listen to the continuation of the discourse in the next post. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara Kanchi Shankara Kamakoti Shankara.